Today, I finally get to reveal what I've been working on so hard for the past almost a year now. This goes beyond a brand launch. It's a story that involves people from across the globe that have helped me make this possible. These fine folks have been absolutely amazing.
And you're always welcome to come up to Boston.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I forgot everything he said because I don't have a recorder in my mind.
It's a journey behind the scenes of one of my absolute favorite things in all the world. But even more importantly, it's the vision of the brand, a brand that shines a spotlight onto some of the most impactful yet unsung heroes of society. And lastly, it's a mission that will impact the lives of those less fortunate, especially women and children in other parts of the world. So it's more than a brand, it's a story, it's a community, it's a purpose. The foundation of a healthy society is a healthy home, and often mothers are at the heart of the home. The work that a mother does is one of the most impactful jobs in society. So many in our culture place a person's worth primarily on the glamour of careers and financial success. And while these things are important and noteworthy, the impact that good mothers have on the world is far more widespread than is ever given credit to. So this is the heart behind our brand, to support our mamas and let them know their incredible value to society. Women with the world's most impactful jobs deserve nothing but the absolute best, and fresh roasted coffee is the daily treat you will find yourself looking forward to every day. And I'm saying, mama, you deserve better than some stale bag of low-grade coffee from the grocery store that you probably heated 10 times over in the microwave because, you know, hashtag mom life. But I'm here to tell you, you need to take a little time for you out of every day and treat yourself. So, ta-da! We are introducing Mama Java because mamas deserve better Java. Is that tacky? Maybe a little bit, but I love it. Before you jump off of this video, we're just getting started. We're going to dive into the story behind the bean and everything going into the perfect bag of Mama Java. But let me just give you a fun peek at some of our blends. So this is our messy bun coffee for getting stuff done. A coffee that's as strong and determined as your perfectly imperfect updo. And this is a fan favorite of my friends and a lot of different people. And then we have the toddler-proof coffee. Coffee that is stronger than your toddler. A full-bodied roast that will give you extra fuel when your little one is running circles around you. We have lots of fun blends. We have various different single origin coffees, flavored coffees, organic grown options, and they are all fresh roasted and shipped on the same day. And if you're not a coffee person, we also offer delicious teas, so make sure to check it out. Now that I've shared the vision for community, there's still so much more. How awesome would it be for you to know the story behind the coffee in your cup? I was able to fly down to the DR to one of our direct trade coffee plantations. This is where your perfect cup of coffee begins. We met Ulysses, Joel, and our translator Adriana. Hello.
Hello.
And the 5 of us piled into a 4x4 truck. The coffee fields were approximately a 30-minute drive from the processing area, and I greatly enjoyed bouncing along the back roads, through villages, over bridges, and finally up into the mountains.
This is crazy!
Our Dominican coffee is grown in the Jarabacoa region, which is absolutely breathtaking, and when we arrived at the farm, I couldn't get enough of the beauty that surrounded us. This is the absolute most beautiful thing I have ever seen, up in these mountains with like all the coffee, the trees, the beautiful scenery. Trees and palms offered shade to the coffee plants that clung to the mountainside in neat, well-cultivated rows, and all manner of tropical fruits and wildflowers dotted the scene. I was sure I had woken up in the Garden of Eden. This was the first time I had been able to visit a coffee farm and counted myself quite fortunate as they had granted us a special tour of the fields that most people didn't get to see.
Estamos aquí en una finca orgánica.
So we are right here in our organic farm from the Ramirez company.
Ahora mismo la plantación está...
Right now in the coffee trees we have a lot of flowers. but we can also see that we have like coffee, like red berry.
Según podemos ver aquí en el entorno.
Just 1 minute. Eunice, ¿tú crees que yo tengo una grabadora en el casco? Mi hijo me olvidó todo lo que tú dijiste. Then you saying that I forgot everything he said, because I don't have a recorder in my mind, because he's like talking and
Pues
talking.
vamos a cortarlo entonces. Estamos en una plantación
I have more of this interesting coffee discussion over on mamajava.com.
para que el insecto se hunda y se muera.
He's gonna die.
You'll find the rest of this info on our website under the Behind the Bean section. With our time running out to finish the tour, we needed to get back to the processing plant. So we bumped back down the mountain again, enjoyed the gorgeous views, and even stopped for a minute alongside a raspberry bush to fill up on some fresh, juicy berries. I was reminded again how chill island culture is. And on the way back, Ulysses stopped by an adorable little restaurant and offered us all some Coca-Cola.
Thank you so much. It's nice view, so perfect.
These fine folks have been absolutely amazing, super hospitable, and they stopped and got us Sprite on the way back. So, thanks a lot. We made it back. That was just absolutely incredible, and I'm so thankful I was feeling amazing. And we're back now for the rest of the coffee tour before they close. So it has been absolutely incredible. Oh man, this is going to be the favorite part of the trip. When it comes to picking the coffee cherries, there are 2 ways this is done: strip picking or hand picking. Strip picking can be done by machine or by hand. With this method, all the coffee cherries are like stripped from the tree at the same time, regardless of their maturity level. This method is definitely a lot quicker and easier, but there is a higher risk of unripe and defective coffee being taken to the next level of processing. So it's quick, but it compromises the cherries. Now, selective hand-picking ensures only ripe cherries are chosen, leading to superior coffee with refined flavors. Despite the extra cost and time, we know that the care and attention given by expert pickers, like those at the Ramirez estate, lead to superior coffee. So the next step of your coffee beans journey is the drying process. There are different methods of drying, but we'll briefly cover 2 popular methods: the washed wet process and then the natural dry process. So the washed wet processing method involves soaking the coffee cherries and allowing fermentation to take place.
When they bring the coffee, we're gonna pour the coffee in there, and then at the start of each tunnel we have taps, and we're gonna open them. The coffee's gonna go down like getting washed. And then the coffee that has defects, that's black, that was beaten, that's broken, those are lighter, so they're gonna stay floating, and the other one is gonna sink. So the one that stays floating goes to the middle area because we still use it, but it's like a low quality type. And after, the coffee is gonna go up to that machine that has a green label, and then we're gonna peel the coffee there. And then we're gonna bring the coffee to the jello hopper because we're gonna drain the water to reuse the water here, and then to the drying areas. Right here we have the wash process. This coffee is gonna take 4 to 5 days to get dry. After that time, we're gonna bring also the coffee in to peel it with a machine, and then we're gonna sort the coffee by the quality. This one has a defects there. It's like partially black, so this one is gonna go to the low quality type.
The flavor of the resulting coffee is more pure than other methods and is unaffected by the coffee cherry. Now, with the natural dry process, once the coffee cherries have been picked, they are spread out in the sun to dry on raised beds or large patios. The cherries are turned repeatedly to help them dry evenly. As they dry, the cherries' natural sugars infuse the beans, resulting in a fruity and full-bodied flavor.
Right here we have the natural drying process. This coffee is gonna take 18 to 25 days to get dry, and during that time the sieve is gonna absorb flavors from the shell. And at the end, this type of coffee is gonna be fruitier, sweeter, and higher in acidity. And then after that time, we're gonna peel it. And this side we have a low quality type. That one was bitten by an insect. So once we sort the coffee by the quality, this one is gonna go to the low one. And here we have a good one. They're huge.
Adriana then showed me the meticulous care that went into grading and sorting coffee beans. The dried coffee beans undergo grading and sorting based on size, weight, and visual quality. Defective beans, including those with unacceptable size, color, flaws, over-fermentation, insect damage, and the ones that are unhulled are removed. And in many countries, this process is carried out both by machine and by hand, ensuring that only the finest quality coffee beans are selected. The machines usually do the initial work, and then the highest grades of coffee are lastly sorted by hands to ensure lower grade coffee doesn't make it into the final batch. So if you've ever wondered why specialty coffee is so much more expensive than grocery store coffee, this is one of the many factors that affect its price. Just look at the difference in these two examples of lower grade versus higher grade coffee beans that Adriana showed me. Oh, those are beautiful.
Yeah.
The green coffee beans are then exported to various parts of the world. And this takes us to the next part of the journey where the fun begins. We've partnered with a family-owned roastery in Georgia that started over 30 years ago. When we were looking for a coffee roaster to work with, we sampled coffees from all over, and this roaster was one of our favorites, and we are so happy they chose to partner with us. I wish I could introduce them to you personally, but they didn't want to be seen on camera, so you'll just have to take my word for it. They're incredible people. They specialize in handcrafted, small batch, artisan roasted coffee using only 100% Arabica beans. While many brands roast coffee ahead of time and have it sitting on the shelf ready for shipping, we won't roast your beans until you actually place your order. We roast and ship on the same day so you can enjoy the freshest roasted coffee that mamas deserve. Fresh roasted. Now you might think that the bean story ends once it gets to your coffee cup, but it doesn't. Not with Mama Java coffee. So we want our coffee to not only taste incredible, but we also want it to have a reaching impact on the lives of others. Which takes me to the last piece of this journey. There's one more person I have to meet to finish up this whole story, and I'm off to Harrisburg to meet them.
Drive safe. Sorry, cars in the way.
We have wandered through the desert, chasing after what's behind. But you're doing a new thing, making new streams, so we open up our lives.
Hi! So the reason I came to Harrisburg was to meet Karen, and she's all the way from Boston. She flew in and made time out of her busy schedule to meet me. So I'm so honored to meet you and that you took time for this. You're with LifeWater, so I would like you to just share just a little bit, what is LifeWater?
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Janine, and you're always welcome to come up to Boston, and we'll go get some chowder.
Oh, I'd love to.
But yeah, thank you for having me, and thanks for your interest in LifeWater International. So we are a global nonprofit, and we work to address the global water, sanitation, and hygiene crisis, which affects today over 700 million people. So we have been addressing the water and sanitation and hygiene crisis for over 45 years.
That's amazing.
We're in Uganda, Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Cambodia.
Okay.
And we have 7 projects going on right now, and we're serving about 140,000 people this year. We know that in order to reduce the deaths and the illnesses and the poverty and the cycles, you have to approach it holistically. You have to. And so we have a specific model called the Vision of a Healthy Village. And so for 3 years, we are there walking alongside these people who we're serving and we're lifting up. And so we go household to household and teach sanitation and hygiene. We go into schools, we partner with every school in the service area. We partner with churches, and we really strengthen the churches in those areas. We also partner with health centers, local government, and community leaders.
That's amazing.
So when you're teaching sanitation and hygiene to everyone that's alive right now in a community, what happens is you're affecting that community essentially forever.
That's what I love about LifeWater. Not only do you address the physical, but you're also diving into knowledge, their education, and most importantly, sharing the gospel along, taking care of kind of the whole mental, physical well-being and spiritual well-being. So with trying to start a coffee company, which I'm really excited about.
So exciting. We love coffee.
Yeah, and it's amazing coffee. I wish so bad I would have a bag for you to gift, but
We'll do this again.
Yeah.
We're going to do this again with real mugs.
Yeah, for sure.
And she needs coffee.
Yeah, we're still at the stages of getting it up and going. But one of my visions for it is not only to be selling good coffee, but to have like a community of women where we celebrate each other, help each other, like encourage. And this was one way you spoke into when we had talked before about how this affects women and children so much, women and girls, the lack of clean water.
The women of the home are the ones responsible for finding it and going to fetch it. They bring it back, it's not even safe. They're spending up to 2 to 3 hours a day getting water, which of course takes them away from, you know, their own lives, their own education, their own ability to start a business, their own ability to parent the way that they want, right? And to serve their community, because they're out there finding water. I can't imagine trekking with my children through precarious terrain, carrying 45-pound jugs of essentially unsafe water. I mentioned we partner with schools. We help the teachers teach the students about sanitation and hygiene. We also do something that's really amazing. We build school latrine blocks. We always make sure that there is a special area for girls with a menstruation room. There's a hand washing station with safe water, and it's also accessible for any disabilities. So we're building those to help girls stay in school.
See, I had never even in my life here, obviously, I'd never even considered that as something that would keep you back from education. You know, it's just something so simple.
It's so simple, we take it for granted because we've been educated about menstruation hygiene. They have a lack of the education, the awareness, but then also the resources to support a girl to stay in school instead of having to leave for a week every single month.
Can you also speak into, I had read a little bit about childbirth and how that also affects women, the sanitary part, and it can cause infections. And I think there was a statistics on death in infants, or not necessarily. Are you?
There definitely is a link. It's the second leading cause of child deaths is, in fact, waterborne disease, diarrhea. So infants are just so vulnerable. But we definitely are focused on women's health. We're strengthening the health centers that are in our service areas. And so, yeah, it's
I just love this. I love hearing you speak about it with such passion, and I also love everything you're doing. One thing that really drew me to you, which I have said before, is your Christ-centered vision as well. I just loved how when I went to your website, it was very Jesus-centered. You could just see the love behind your vision. And I decided to reach out. I didn't know how to go about this. How do we do this? Do I have to make something official? I was reaching out to you all, and I'm like, I'll probably just maybe, I don't know if I'll even hear anything back. And you were just so incredible, and you just blew me away with, not only did I see it, in your vision on your website, but I just, saw the Christ-centered just love and care through you as well, and you've really blessed me.
It's a blessing to meet you, Janine. After I met you, I started watching your videos. I do see such a connection. So excited about the coffee. Really excited about the coffee.
We're gonna have organic options for you. You said
we were talking coffee a long time, and this is super exciting. And yeah, we, as we're out there, and our staff in the field, our vision is safe water for every child, a healthy home for every family, and the love of Christ for all.
I love that.
So that's yeah.
Well, thank you so much. This has been wonderful talking with you, and I'm just so blessed that you took time out of your busy schedule.
We're blessed.
Wonderful.
We're blessed by you, and very supportive. And we all need to buy the coffee.
Yeah, for sure. And once again.
My name is Nancha Jennifer. I work as the Sanitation and Hygiene Coordinator for Life Water International. Thank you for buying coffee from Mama Java's. Your purchase is making a difference to the lives of people in these communities because Mama Java's donates $1 for every bag of coffee that is sold. We thank you for the support that you are continuing to provide by buying coffee from Mama Java's and for helping us bring safe water to the most vulnerable families and the children in need. Because as you see, these women are getting water from the swamp, which is unclean for drinking. Because they have no option, they continue taking this water, which makes them sick. Their children are sick. They get several wash-related diseases like diarrhea, vomiting, but because they have no option. So kindly, please continue buying coffee from Mama Java's because that $1 that is provided from every bag of coffee sold creates a difference to the communities here. Thank you very much for helping us bring safe water to the most vulnerable children.
Dear Life Water, thank you for helping us by introducing us to the Wash Club. We are very grateful to you and may God bless you.
Spirit fill us with living water. We know your well will not run dry. So come revive us, come wash over. In your presence we'll find our life. In your presence we'll find our life. Spring up a well, spring up a well, spring up a well within our souls. Spring up a well, spring up a well. Come fill us up till we overflow. Fill us up till we overflow. Spring up a well, spring up a well, spring up a well, spring up a well.
As was mentioned, for every 1 pound bag of coffee sold, we are donating $1 to Life Water. It only takes $60 to provide safe water, sanitation, hygiene, education, and the love of Christ to reach each person served by Life Water this year. $60. Many of us easily spend that in one evening just going out to eat. There's power in numbers, and by switching to buying your coffee from us, Mama Java, not only are you joining a community that stands strong for our mamas everywhere, but each bag purchase is impacting a life somewhere. Also, buying from small farms or coffee estates through direct trade like our Ramirez estate alleviates poverty by heavily rewarding farmers who grow great coffee. So let's go back to the Ramirez estate once again and see the value that they give to their community. Eddie Ramirez employs over 400 people. 40% of the workers are female, and many of them are Haitian migrant workers. Workers are paid roughly 300% higher wages than fair trade, and they use a decent portion of their profits to create sustainable gas recycling, to reduce emissions, water filtration, to prevent river contamination, and to donate computers and books to many of the local schools. This is Eddie, and he has more to say on the subject as well.
Sí. Hola Jenny, mi Raquel.
Hello, Janine. It's a great pleasure to greet you. In our company, Bellarmino Ramirez Ejido, we have been working since 1943. We put a lot of effort into our corporate social responsibility to work together with the community and the environment, and thus find a way for Jarabacoa, our city, the city of eternal spring, to continue to improve in different aspects. At the level of the corporate social responsibility, we can mention that starting with the education part, we sponsor about 14 schools in different coffee growing areas and around our company. In these schools, we provide school supplies to the children and perform medical operations and provide continuous support to these schools. At the same time, we work at the sports level. Sports are very important because when an athlete plays or participates in a discipline, we always say that the one who plays sports has a healthy mind and a healthy body. That is, that they are away from addictions. In the health area, we collaborate when it's necessary. In the agricultural areas, coffee growing areas, with the most needed people. Now, the main link, to which we have dedicated a lot of effort in the last few decades, is the environmental part, starting with our farms, where we have gone from having coffee grown under the sun to growing coffee under shade. By cultivating coffee under shade, we have managed to create a much more harmonious environment with the flora and fauna, thus recovering the water sources that had disappeared by the previous owners of those farms. And by planting coffee and reforesting, we are already generating the precious liquid of water. More than 1,000 families benefit from our farms. The water leaves our farms and is distributed through pipes to multiple communities. What we seek is to plant coffee in the area of Jarabacoa, thus preserving the environment and taking to different parts of the world the best coffee in the Dominican Republic, a coffee produced at an altitude of more than 1,000 meters, where we are going to obtain some sweet and soft flavors, an exceptional acidity with fruity, chocolatey flavors that can impress the best coffee consumers in the world. So, Janine, we are at Jarabacoa's service, and we hope to be a strategic ally in your future. Thank you very much. I'm Eddie Ramirez.
Muchas gracias, Eddie Ramírez.
The taste of fresh coffee itself is such a treat, and your purchase is helping support a chain of people that help get the bean to your cup. Our small farmers and coffee estates around the world, our small batch family-owned roastery that crafts your roast to perfection, our family, the owners of Mama Java and founded by stay-at-home mom, which is me, and then of course reaching out to help those that lack the basic necessities of life, such as safe water. We only sell traditional full-pound coffee versus so many coffee brands that sell 12 ounces, which at first glance appears like the same amount. For instance, take a look at this popular brand. To purchase one bag of 12-ounce coffee, you pay $27.95. Granted, they do have a lot of certifications that we can't afford as a small family business, more about that on our website, but still, that's a lot for 12 ounces of coffee. Currently, our lowest price is $17.95, and we give you 8% off if you subscribe, which brings this down to $16.51. Additionally, if you spend $75 or more, you get free shipping. We've done our best to get costs down as much as possible for you because we know shipping is always a bite. But being a smaller family-run business, and given that we are working with others as well, our margins are rather slim. However, we will continue to do the best we can to bring you specials to help you save. Subscribe to our newsletter to receive updates. Also, if you're curious about how this launch went, go over to themennonitemom.com and subscribe to that mailing list, and I'll be sharing all those details over there. I hope you help us make this a success. I've put so much sweat and tears into getting all the moving pieces to come together. It's been crazy. It was so much more than I ever thought it would be, but I'm leaving it all in God's hands. And last of all, I would love if you followed Mama Java over on Instagram, where we hope to continue building our community of mamas and other like-minded women. And thank you so much to everyone here that has been such an amazing support to our family through our YouTube channel. It means the world. God bless, and make sure you treat yourself to incredible, fresh roasted Mama Java coffee. Bye.